And time goes by fast. Just a couple years ago, we endured one of the worst winter storms to move through the state. As a matter of fact, it was the costliest winter storm to move through Texas. Here's a look back and its impact on San Antonio. On this day in history, San Antonio and the entire state were bracing for a winter storm like no other. On February 10th, 2021, winter weather advisories were issued, and long-range forecast models were suggesting extremely cold and Arctic air.
That the GFS was saying single digits. And for the GFS to do that, that was like alarm bells.
And temperatures began to drop from the 70s to the 50s, and eventually it was below freezing. And San Antonio stayed below 32 degrees for a total of 107 hours. The second longest duration in San Antonio history. And with rain now moving in, this created a bad setup.
You need to get here as soon as you can because everything's icing over and you're not going to be able to get here unless you leave now.
While it was light rain at first, it was enough to have a major impact on travel. Roads, bridges, overpasses immediately became a problem.
Was a drizzle because we had this overrunning. It was a drizzle, but it was freezing on contact because it was already getting very cold. I believe we were in the upper 20s or so.
This brings us to Valentine's Day weekend 2021, where weather conditions began to go downhill. Ice amounts ranged from 1/10 in San Antonio to nearly 3/4 of an inch across the hill country, resulting in over 700 accidents, 40,000 emergency calls, and 734 officers manning highway closures.
They were all ice. And I'm literally a mile away. It took me 45 minutes to drive here. 1 mile, 45 minutes. And I'm just watching cars go down Callahan to Fredericksburg, spinning out, hitting each other, hitting the wall. I mean, they didn't close the road yet.
Rounds of freezing rain was followed by a secondary push of Arctic air. Hour by hour, the air dropped rapidly into the single digits, breaking records left and right. This was the first few days of a 9-day long stretch, and it was only just the beginning. And Bill, Taylor, as you know, we had freezing rain, ice accumulation up to about 1 inch here in San Antonio, and even more across the hill country. And that was just the first half of the winter storm. We had even more snowfall after that.
Yeah, at my house in Helotes, 9 inches of snow in those 2 rounds. And I know you've got a part 2 to this coming up next week that I'm looking forward to too.